Hey guys, and welcome to the first ever Big 11 online league. Before we get into this, today's video is just about me making my team and all. Depends on the time, I'm not too sure yet, but the first game will probably be in the next video. But for now, let's get straight into this. So the first thing that pops up in the Big 11 online mode slash series is it says, "Welcome to Cricket 22. Welcome to the Big 11 Online League, the new mode in Cricket 22 that lets you build your dream team and take on the world online. Teams in online leagues need to be balanced with requirements to have a balance of batters and bowlers, players of different skill tiers, and limits on the amount of players with the same bowling type. All to ensure that players need to come up with different tactics, both when building their team and playing matches." Moving on to the second page, it has all of our tiers. So the tiers that we have to do in our lineups is Sapphire, I think, players above 80. Then there's Emerald, players between 75 and 90 overall. Then there's Gold, players between 65 and 74 overall. Then you go down to Silver, that's players between 51 and 60 overall. And Bronze, that are players below 50. It says here the lineup will have limits on players of particular types, such only allowing a single Sapphire tier player. As such, you will need to carefully select players at the highest tiers to get the best options for your team. So just move on to the next page. It has, for our lineup limits, we can only have one Sapphire tier player that's above 80. And we have a maximum of 3 Emerald or above players that are allowed to be in our lineup. And we have a minimum of 3 Silver or Bronze tiers that we have to put into our team. In addition, to ensure lineups are not too heavily skewed, the following additional rules apply to the lineup. We must have 1 wicket keeper, a minimum of 3 specialist batters and 3 specialist bowlers. Must not have more than 4 or any category of bowler, such as a medium pace or wrist spinner. So moving on to the fourth page, it has managing the lineups. You'll need to create a lineup that fits within the rules before you can head online. In both right of the lineup screen, there are counters to assist you in verifying you are meeting the lineup requirements. To ensure you have valid lineup, you won't be able to make changes to your lineup pre-match. However, you can set up multiple pre-list lineups and cycle between them. If no lineup is valid, you will need to fix the lineups before playing online again. So that sounds pretty fair. Moving on to the next page, it says leaderboards and scoring. The ranking system focuses on the points earned in a match, not just the basic wins or losers. A key part of this is the fair play point system, where you will be rewarded for good sporting behaviour online and lose points for unfair or exploitative tactics, such as loading up fielders on one side, bowling too many short or wide balls, or taking a batting guard well outside off stump. On the other hand, you can gain points through good play, including bonus for playing through to the end of the match even if you're certain to lose, and in general playing without incurring unfair play penalties. Moving on to the third to last slide, it says match types that we can play are 5-5, 10 over matches, T20s, and the new Big 40. So I'm pretty sure the Big 40 is 40 overs each side, but in this Big 11, I won't be doing a 40 over match because that will just take way too long. And sometimes it's hard to find people that want to play matches that long. But moving on, the Big 40 attempts to replace a test match, like I was saying, but within more measurable time frame for online play. 2 innings a side for 20 overs each with only 4 wickets per innings. Moving on to the second to last slide, it says opponents online. We know it might be tough finding opponents online, so it is possible to play against your friends online. However, you play against them too often, you'll get reduced points compared to playing against others. So keep playing a variety of opponents to maximize your potential scores. As a part of the points you earn are dependent on the difference in rank between you and your opponent. Playing against low-level opponents will eventually stop you leveling up further, so make sure to keep challenging yourself. Moving on to the last thing before we can head into our Big 11 online mode is it says, now you're ready to get started on building your starting 11. You can change your squad as much as you like between matches. So experiment and see what works for how you play. Press A to continue on the main menu. First you'll set up your team, identify naming your team, set up uniforms, then building your squad and lineups. After that you'll be ready to take on the world online. So yeah, there's all the information. So hopefully you can gather all of that. But now I'm going to move on to the next part of the Big 11. So here we are in the Big 11, hub. Looks like the first thing we have to do is choose our identity. So our identity looks like we have to fill out our team name, what our logo will look like, what colors will be and all that. So I'll just go through all of these settings and I'll show you it once it's finished. So I've just went through all of my identity. So on the screen you probably have seen that my name is my YouTube name, /CC means for cricket club. Same for my scorecard name is exactly the same. I just left the shirt name because I don't really like the name and the fonts on the shirt. It just doesn't match quite well. Grading I just left as other because we'll be playing variety. We're not just first class or T20s. We'll just be playing all different types of competitions. Abbreviated name that you'll see on our scorecard stuff, I just put DGP, short for my YouTube initials. Logo, I've just chosen a bear because it suits with the colour of our team and my channel. Commentary name we just left. Primary colour, used the primary colour of my channel is like a teal blue. Then secondary is like black, and the hub text for our scorecards and all that I've just left as white. The main thing is our home stadium is called DG Putty Oval. It's actually the Melbourne Cricket Ground in Victoria. So yeah. Okay, now we're moving on to picking our players before we put them into our lineup. So if you look down here, it has all of our tiers. The first tier, they'll be in like blue, is the Sapphire tier. That's like the highest rating players that Big Ant has made / like real life players. So if you look like Kane, Williamson, Steve Smith, Joe Root and all that, like world famous batsmen and all that, have a higher rating because that's what they are like when they play in real life. The next tier is Emerald tier. It's like the players that are not, it's quite like Sapphire tier, like the best of the best in the world, but they're still like really good players that play for their country or play in big tournaments like the IPL. The next one is Gold tier. It's more like the players that play like Sheffield Shield or county cricket. If you don't know what Sheffield Shield is, that is cricket. There's like state cricket in Australia, and county cricket is like state cricket over in England. The next one is Silver tier. It's also players that play state or district cricket. Then there's Bronze tier. I don't think there's any in bronze. I don't know if that's a bug or Big Ant has just left that out. But yeah, I'll go through and I'll pick the players and I'll come back to you when we do the lineups. Here's our lineup for the DG Putty CC. For our opening batters, we have Alex Hales and Sam Hazlett. They're two gold players, so we're allowed to use them. Next one down is Mitchell Marsh. He's a Emerald, I'm pretty sure. He's rated number 80. He's pretty good so far. He's in some good form for T20, so I thought it'd be a good match for the team. Next one is Daniel Hughes. He's pretty well known in the Big Bash and Sheffield Shield in Australia. He is a good opening batter, but I put him down at number 4 because we've got some good quality batters in number 1, 2 and 3. Next one is Andre Fletcher. I think he's from the West Indies. He played 1 or 2 seasons in the Big Bash, and he used to like smash every ball for six. And he's well known for really good wicket keeping over in the West Indies in their like state competitions and stuff. Next one is Henry Hunt at number 6. He plays for the South Australian Redbacks and Sheffield Shield. He recently became captain of the Sheffield for the Redbacks and the Sheffield Shield after Alex Carey and Travis Head touring with Australia and Pakistan right now. Next one, going into the bowlers, is Tanveer Sangha. He plays for New South Wales for Sheffield Shield and plays for the Sydney Thunder from the Big Bash. I think he's played a couple T20s for Australia, but in the game he's a silver rated player at 64, and he's a good leg spinner, so he'll contribute well to the team. Next one is the highest ranking tier is Pat Cummins. He's also the Australian captain right now, and I put him at number 8 because he's not bad with the bat, but he's probably one of the best all-rounders in the world right now when it comes to the ball, and his rating is 83. Next one is Spencer Johnson. I haven't heard much about him, but he did play a couple games in the Sheffield Shield. Can't remember what team. I think it was the Redbacks, I'm not too sure, but he played for the Adelaide Strikers in the BBL. Wasn't too bad. He only played a couple games and he did alright. Next one is, in number 10, is Nathan McAndrew. He also plays for the South Australian Redbacks. I think he played for the Sydney Thunder as well as fast-paced bowler. He's also in the silver category, and his overall is still 64, so it's still pretty good. Moving down to the number 11, last bowler, is James Anderson. Plays for England in the Ashes just been in Australia. He's probably one of the best bowlers to ever come out of England. He takes wickets and poles like there's no tomorrow. And he's also in the silver rating, but he's 80 overall. That really should be in the gold, but doesn't matter. And our 12th man is Rashid Khan. I was going to put Rashid Khan in number 7 or 6, but I couldn't because of the restrictions. If you see under my bear logo, there's maximum type of batters, bowlers, and all the tiers that I could put in there, so I have to leave them out. The other batsmen and bowlers that I have underneath that I can swap in at any time is Steve Smith for batting, Jofra Archer for bowling, Tim Southey for bowling. He's from New Zealand. Glenn Maxwell, really good T20 player, probably one of the best in the world as a all-rounder. Andrew Ty, that plays for Western Australia in the Sheffield Shield, pretty good bowler. And Will Sutherland, that I think plays for Victoria in the Sheffield Shield, but he's also an all-rounder. But yeah, this is the lineup that we'll be playing with for the first couple games coming in the next couple videos. So here we are. I'm going to go through and make the uniform. I'll be back with you in a minute. So this is what our player will be looking like. Our model is Pat Cummins. So this is what our player uniform will look like. So this is what the uniform will look like. This is our captain, Pat Cummins. So you're probably wondering how I got the New Balance logo on there. It's actually not from the game. I had to download it from the Cricket Academy inside the game that people make. I just wanted to put a sponsor on it to make it look more professional and look like it's more of a T20 team. I've chosen like a teal blue type of colour into black. Suits it so much better. It actually looks really nice with the bear logo. Moving down, we've got a fielding cap. It's just a basic black cap with a bear logo and a bit of blue on the front visor or whatever it's called. Our helmet's just black with a bit of blue for our protection guards and that. Our gloves are just blue. Got a little wristband thingy for batting, so the batters don't break their wrist. And we've got just black wicket-keeping pad, for the wicket-keeper. And we've got some blue pads for when we go out the bat. So yeah, that's what our uniform will be looking like in this Big 11 online mode. So that's all the customization for the Big 11 online mode. So stay tuned for the next video, because the next video will be our first online match. I'm not too sure what our online match will be, but don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. There's got to be a lot more content coming out this week, so stay in tune and don't forget to subscribe. So until the next video, I'll see you later.